How y'all doing tonight? If I close that door. A little too much light. Recon, how you doing, buddy? Oh, let me see what I got going on here. Washing the baby bottles. Well, I should have known that. I'm not surprised. Not a bit. Not surprised a bit. Add my description here. There we go. So how's everybody doing tonight? Velvet, how's it going? Cannon, how you doing? I don't see anybody typing nothing. I know I'm not muted. Hello, Cheryl Brandon. Well, it just so happens some of us live in Florida too. I live in Florida, and so does Velvet. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to subscribe and all that good stuff. Hit the thumbs up. We appreciate it. Pretty much everybody in here is all friendly people. We don't get mean to people or anything like that. So we're just a nice bunch of people that come in and just chat every night, usually about 10:30. Even though this is an art-based channel, I do answer questions if you have questions on painting, oil painting, or anything like that. Acrylic, wet on wet, traditional, knife painting, whatever. But we keep it pretty relaxed here. Let's see, Recon and Ken are regular, so is Velvet. We'll probably get some more here. You're welcome. And welcome. Are you in, you say you're in school? So you're in college? FSA, it must be Florida State something. Definitely hope you pass. We wish you luck. In fact, my granddaughter, who's in Mississippi now, is thinking about moving to down here to Gainesville to go to the University of Florida. What are you majoring in, Cheryl, if you don't mind asking? She might have. Maybe not. Are you still here, Cheryl, or did you leave already? Yes, I'm drinking coffee. About a 5-second lag tonight. Not too bad. Well, can't believe she just leave without saying goodbye. Sounds like a very pleasant lady. You scared her, didn't you, Recon? Maybe she just unclicked the live part to get to the thumbs up and all that good stuff. Get your coffee too, Velvet? Well, I'm drinking some older coffee. It's black with a sugar in it. It's okay. It's good enough. You devil, Recon, running off all the ladies. Shame, shame. Well, I assume it's Florida State something. Academics, maybe? I don't know. Oh, excuse me. Well, I was gonna put some milk in it, but it was so old, I figured it wouldn't even be able to tell it anyway. That's some strong stuff right here. This coffee right here will make hair grow on your toes. Probably strong enough to keep an elephant awake. But it won't me. I've been gagging in here because I think we've got a dead mouse in our office somewhere. We cannot find it anywhere. I think it died in the wall. And my wife and I have been gagging for a couple of days now and trying to find that damn thing. And we can't find them. What do you want to bring the plastic eggs here for? I've tried to text Nancy for the last couple of days. She's not even answering me, which I know there's a reason for it, but I'll be surprised if she wants to come by in the morning. She knows I'm not too happy with her at the moment. Ah. Um, yeah, I guess so. I don't really care about them at all. As far as I'm concerned, you can keep the dang things. I'm not sure if Frances wants them back either, but maybe. I'd have to ask her. Yeah, I've had that happen before, Recon. That's the way it's happened is you gotta wait for the dang thing to totally decay before the smell goes away. I'd rather find the damn thing if I could, but evidently, I'm pretty damn sure it's in the wall. Nothing seems to be getting rid of that smell, even Lysol. And it's definitely gags you after a while. And I even had this little bit of a cold or allergies or whatever it is, and I can still smell it. I couldn't smell it quite so bad yesterday. I wasn't noticing it until Frances told me about it, and it was gagging her. And then I caught on. It's surprising we haven't seen Lucky 7 for quite a while, or Doc, or 58C Brock. It's been a long, long time. Haven't even seen Minnie in quite a while now. Really? I'm not familiar with the rapper people. I don't like rap music, so I don't follow them at all. Well, it can't be anywhere in the house because the smell is only in this room. It's not in the other room, so it's gotta be in this room somewhere. And I've heard the little suckers in the wall. I think there's more than one. I think there's a couple of them. There might be a whole dang family of them by now. You know how mice are, they're like rabbits, they multiply like crazy. There's a squirrel up on top of our metal roof right now making a nest up there. I could hear him scratching around the other day. Yeah, that'll definitely cause a heart attack. Well, it's not bad. 13 minutes, and at least we got some people in here. Well, there's 4 of us. Was 5. Maybe some more will join. Well, I hope he pulls through too, but he definitely better realize he's got a problem if he does pull through, hopefully, and deal with it. Drugs claim way too many people. Oh boy. Been a tiring day. Well, I did take Frances out to breakfast this morning. I was afraid she might not go, but she did. Well, by golly, make me pass out. Doc is here. Well, hello, Doc. We were just talking about you. Wondering where you've been. Glad to see you. I'll give you a fair warning, Doc. I'm liable to start coughing and choking at any time. I wasn't feeling good. I came on last night, but I hadn't been feeling good for a couple of days since the memorial, and I don't know if it's allergies or cold or what. You know, allergies. I was never really a big deal for me. It was with my wife, but the pollen in Florida is just awful right now, and evidently, maybe as I got older, it started to bother me a lot. I try to mute the mic in time, but it doesn't always happen. And by the way, Ken is buying the coffee tonight, right, Ken? Nobody wants my coffee. It's strong enough to melt steel. Excuse me. Velvet, you need to text Jenny and tell her to get her butt on because there's no excuse. I was just talking to her before we went live, minutes beforehand. Said the baby was sleeping, so there's no reason for her not to get on. At least come on and say hello. Really? Yep. Better ants than roaches. That's what you get in Florida. Roaches. And they actually do call them roach motels, the cheap ones. She tried. She didn't try very hard. Well, I mean, I guess if you never had a problem before, then, you know, stuff like that happens. Could have been some kid dropped some candy on the floor or something got syrup got in the cracks of the wall or something had to draw him. Something the maids didn't catch. Sugar. Anything can draw them. If it's sweet or edible, they're going to come. It only takes one of them to find it. She's tired. Oh, I thought you said she tried. No, she's tired. She's always tired. I've never seen somebody so tired in my life. I mean, that's a girl who used to stay up all hours of the night all the time. And I'll bet you money she's sitting there watching TV too. More was on the bathroom floor. Well, luckily they didn't attack you while you were sleeping. Could have been worse. They could have discovered you and said, "Look, fresh meat. Attack." Doc, how you doing, buddy? Been having a lot of them headaches again still? That's what's been keeping you away? Well, it shows 7 now. Maybe she's lurching in the background. Yeah, there's somebody out in there lurching. Come on, Jennifer. It's you. We know it. Of course, it could be Caitlin. I think she was on last night for a little bit. You haven't? Fantastic. I bet that's a joyful experience, I bet. I can just imagine. That alone, Doc, is the equivalent to me getting 5 hours sleep in one night. It's just a joyous thing. Yeah, man. Yeah, probably will. Probably will. Oh, well, whatever. Gotta watch Jennifer, though. She gets pretty tricky. She won't give herself away until she's ready. She'll try to keep it by guessing for a while. Yeah, I'm really glad you haven't had any headaches for a week, Doc. That's great. I mean, most people take that for granted, not getting one for weeks at a time, but it's definitely gotta be a great thing for you. Mm. You'd think with all the new modern medicine and technology and stuff like that, that they could cure a headache really fast now. You'd think by now they could do something to solve that particular issue a lot better. I mean, I know they got different new aspirins out and whatever that work better, but it's nothing that really does get rid of it. I mean, unless they stick you on morphine or something like really super strong, maybe Percocet or something. Percocets to some people, my dad could take Percocet many times a day. He was in so much pain it didn't matter. He just took them, and but I could take a half of one of his, and it put me in la la land. Seriously, because I'm just not used to taking medicine. Heck, he could take 2 of them with no problem at all. And sometimes he did with all the pain he was in. It's amazing how your body builds up such an immune system to medications. They just don't help after a while. Yeah, exactly. It's just a temporary fix, not long term. But somewhere like Doc, even a temporary fix is a welcome thing when you've got one like that. Like he probably gets them. And my son used to get them that way too. Excruciating. even if it's something temporary to give you a little bit of relief for a little while, is better than nothing, that's for sure. But with my lungs, with my lung problem, I used to get, for some reason, for several years, I kept getting these sinus infections, and they dropped right to my lungs. Well, they'd give me that, I guess what they call a six-pack, and it would clear it out pretty quickly. But I couldn't take 2 in a row. They'd have to give me another antibiotic the next time. They had to alternate them, or they wouldn't work. Then another time they put me on steroids and another antibiotic and whatever. Well, whoever the 7th one was is now gone. Yeah, I bet it was Jennifer listening in. Huh. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people suffer with headaches, and I believe some of it's hereditary. My mother did. She got migraines most of her life. She'd get regular headaches, and then she'd get migraines. We could tell by when we did something wrong how fast she smacked us upside the head, which was a migraine or a regular headache. But my son, the one that passed away, he used to get horrible, horrible ones, even when he was a little kid. I mean, we brought him to doctor after doctor after doctor. They never could figure it out. Then all of a sudden one day, they stopped. He didn't have one for years. Then all of a sudden, bang, they hit him again. And then he got quite a few that year, and then finally they stopped again. It's a really puzzling thing, what it could be that's causing that. Okay, Velvet. In fact, my grandmother and my grandfather on my mother's side, they got headaches pretty frequently too. I guess I was lucky. I've had headaches. You know, I think everybody's had them, but I've had very few of them compared to most people. I've been pretty lucky about not getting them. My problem when I was younger was toothaches. I had toothaches most of my life when I was younger. When I went into service, they fixed them all. My parents were really poor back then before they got into this business. And they couldn't afford all kinds of dental. Insurance wasn't that plentiful back then either, so they didn't have that. So basically, a toothache meant one of two things: either you suffer with it, or you go to the dentist and they pull it. Those were the only two parts of that equation. In fact, I remember my mother even sitting me at the table in the middle of the night because she had nothing, when I'd be like screaming with a toothache, and pour a little shot of whiskey, which burned like hell when you put it on, but it did numb it, eventually. While she was sitting there telling me not to swallow it, of course I did anyway. But it did give me some relief from the pain. I don't recommend that to anybody, but you gotta do what you gotta do when you got a toothache. I think that's it's a really painful thing, a toothache and an earache. Same as anything with your head, I think, is gonna be painful. You can tolerate a lot of pain in the rest of your body compared to your head. Whether it's ears, throat, headache, toothaches, whatever. Any of that stuff is always going to be, seems to be more painful. Yep, it works. I mean, we live out in the middle of nowhere. There's no Orajel, nothing like that nearby. And to be honest with you, the whiskey worked better. It really did. And after a while, it started tasting a lot better. Our teeth were hereditary anyway. My mother's whole family had bad teeth. But, you look around nowadays, dental hygiene's definitely improved over the last 40 or 50 years, at least. 60 years even, whatever. I mean, things have really improved a lot. So kids nowadays, usually they get way better dental care than kids when I was younger. Because most of the kids I went to school with, it was the same thing. You got a toothache, a little bit of whiskey or whatever, and most people couldn't afford root canals and all that crap. Couldn't afford it. Pull it. And a lot of them pulled their own. Their parents would pull them. The old string on the door. So did you guys, Doc, did you and Recon see any good live channels today? Anything interesting? Anybody watch the game show today? I can't remember the name of it, but Aaron Rodgers was the guest. The same one Alex Trebek used to play on. For some reason, my brain just can't remember what it was. But Aaron Rodgers took over as the host for the day, as a guest host. Yeah, I haven't had much time to go looking at any, but I should. I should look around and see if there's any art ones. See what's been going on, what's popular, what's drawing the people in. But until some of this other stuff gets settled that we're dealing with, it's just not a priority at the moment. I missed a nice camper today, though. Really nice one. Had pullouts on it, at least one pullout, maybe two. Can't remember which now. Beautiful condition. $4,600. And it was close by, not too far away. maybe 30 miles away. By the time the woman listed it, and I saw it within like 5 minutes. By the time I showed the pictures to my wife and we talked about it for a few minutes, I went back, it was already on a pending sale and it sold that fast. The price was just amazing. Yeah, it was just amazing. That camper was easily worth way more than that. Yeah, and I did before I saw the pending, I actually texted her and told her I wanted to take a look at it and I was interested in it. Never answered me. Never even gave me the courtesy of saying she thinks it has sold or it's pending or whatever. She never even bothered to even answer me, which I think that's kind of rude. I mean, I've sold a few things on Facebook. If I sold it and somebody sent me a message, I would definitely always have answered them and tell them it was sold and thank them for their interest in it. That little mouse is getting to me. Ugh. Well, that's just my luck, though. Usually they take way longer than that for somebody to buy one. I mean, gee. Of course, maybe the woman knew the person. Kind of seemed like that's a possibility. Maybe she knew who it was and already knew that they would pay her and whatever. So, yep, yep, she sold it. She had it marked pending within 10 minutes. So I'm pretty sure it sold. In fact, I can look real quick. I'm really sure it did sell. Let's see if I can find it. I might have unsaved it by now. Huh. Yep. Yeah, it's sold. She deleted the post and everything. Yeah, sure did. Too bad. But it was extraordinarily fast. That's for sure. Extraordinarily fast that she sold it. She had a lot of pictures. I mean, that thing was mint condition. There's no way that wouldn't have sold fast anyway. Probably needed the money. Welcome back, Velvet. Yeah, Velvet, we missed a good camper today. That woman put it on. It was gone within 10 minutes. It was a nice one, too. I'm going to go warm up my coffee, guys, so chat amongst each other for a few minutes. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Are you leaving, Velvet? You can't leave now. It's not time to leave yet. You got 15 minutes more. How dare you? Can't cut out on us like that. Right, guys? Yeah, we were definitely up in the around 80 today. Myself down here too. Of course, if it's 80 where you guys are, it's usually even warmer. I don't remember what the heck the temperature was, but it's cooling down now. It's probably about 60 now. That's why I got a long sleeve shirt on. And probably outside I'd put a jacket on. The older I get, the colder I get. Never used to bother me. Yeah, your bad is right. Your bad is right. We don't leave here till the hour is done. Ain't that right, guys? Tell her. I'm just messing with you. If you need to go, Velvet, you go ahead and leave. Don't feel bad about me missing another 15 minutes of live time. Don't feel bad at all about that. That's okay. I'll survive. It's probably going to cost me at least a penny. Yeah, have a good night, Velvet. I'll mention it to Frances about the eggs. I just saw her. I should have asked her then. I got a funny feeling she really don't care at this point. You can always ask her on Facebook before you go to bed because she is on her tablet, so she could answer you. Oh, you got to finish your coffee. There. The men have spoken. Good job, Timmy. We don't have much longer, Winnie. We've only got another 10, 11 minutes. Now, Doc and Recon, I think we're going to find out here within a week or so. We're going to start getting some lot hotter temperatures. It won't surprise me. I'm expecting Florida to start hitting 90. Maybe more. It's quite possible. Like I said, it did that once before. It jumped from cold to hot. I mean, I'm talking 50s to 90s overnight. And it stayed there through the rest of the summer into the fall. Make sure you send Frances a message on Facebook, Velvet. Then she'll answer you since she is on. Let her know what time you're planning on coming. I don't know if she has any plans for tomorrow or not. I have no idea. What kind of fishing you like to do, Recon? Bass fishing? I've been wanting to go fishing for years now, and I just haven't had a chance to. And I love bass fishing. And Florida is one of the bass fishing places in the world, in the country. I've caught lots of nice ones down here. But the lake I used to go to dried up, although it's about a little over half full now, but it's just covered in lily pads. And it makes it really almost impossible to catch them because them bass, they know how to wind that string right around the lily pad, and then you're done. It's going to snap. Well, catfish is okay, but I like bass because I like the way they fight. Come up out of the water, break the water, and fight. And, you know, get a nice big bass. They put up a good fight. I actually throw them back. So most of my fishing is catch and release, unless I specifically want some for a fish fry or something like that. Then I'll keep them. But if not, I usually will throw them back. Now, if I'm fishing down at the dock in Cedar Key, which that's ocean, seawater, I'll catch them. And a lot of times, actually, believe it or not, there's some poor people there that fish, and they rely on catching fish to feed their families. And I'll give them what I catch instead of throwing them back if they want them. I've done that many times. In fact, I've caught drum. I don't know if you know what a drum is, but drum, they like get huge. The last time I caught a drum off the dock was about 35 pounds. And there was a fella there. He just kept eyeballing it and eyeballing it. And he come over to see it. And he just kept looking my way. And I had him on a stringer. And I knew he wanted it. I figured he did. Most people don't eat them because they're a bit wormy. But finally, I told him, if you want this drum, you can have it. You'd have thought I gave him a car. He came and snatched that thing up, grabbed it, and put it on his own stringer, and he kept on fishing. But he had like 8 or 9 kids to feed. So I was glad I gave it to him. Yeah, I remember you telling me you don't eat seafood of any kind. But right there at the dock in Cedar Key, you can catch a lot of catfish there, but they're awful muddy tasting. So most people do not keep them. There's some that will, but most of us already know that they taste muddy. So they're not worth keeping. I've gone down that dock and there'd be literally hundreds and hundreds of baby hammerhead sharks. And that's all I could catch that day. There were just like a giant swarm of them around that dock. They were all small. They weren't that big. They were kind of fun to catch. But that's all you could catch was in baby hammerhead sharks. And that's the way that dock works. Sometimes you can go there and you'll catch mostly all catfish all day. Or you might catch all whitefish. Or you might catch a mixture of some things, but usually it's one thing, the majority of the catching, like whatever school happens to be in that around that dock that day. Even ocean trout was hard to catch because they're usually out a bit deeper. But I have caught a few trout off it, but not many. But they have to be pretty big in Florida to keep them. I think you got to have at least 15 inches of trout to keep them. Otherwise, you got to release them. But yeah, I miss fishing a lot. It's something I used to when I was younger, I lived at the lake here where we live. That's when the lake was really nice and full and it was well maintained and all summer long. My mother never got me up in the morning. I got up myself, grabbed some toast or a bowl of cereal, and out the door I went. By 6, 7 o'clock, I was down at that lake fishing, and I'd be there for hours, sometimes half the day. But she always knew where I was. Yeah, you can get red snapper from the dock sometimes, and there's Cedar Key does have a lot of areas that are really good for redfish. And people like them too, but they have to be a certain length too. And you can only catch, I think it's 2 a day, 2 per fisherman, and they have to be a certain length. I don't know what the length is anymore, if it's 18 inches or 22 inches or what. They have to be pretty good size before you can keep them. They really crank down on that, which is a good thing because otherwise, if everybody catch all the little ones all the time, they'll never grow up to be big ones and have babies and whatever. Keep the population going. It's amazing that we have enough food in this world to feed everybody every day. It's really amazing if you think about it. Billions of people eating 3 meals a day and snacks and whatever. It's amazing the amount of food being used every day is astronomical. I don't know how we keep up with it. Doc, good night, buddy. Thank you for coming. It was great to see you. It really is great to see you. So have a good night, buddy. Hope we'll see you tomorrow night. Well, that's too bad, Recon. You probably would have had fun. I've been out blue fishing. My buddy that's down here, when he was up north, he had a big boat. Many years ago, we used to go out blue fishing. And we used to catch bluefish, 30, 40 pounds all the time up in Maine. Yeah, definitely be safe, Doc, healthy, and keep them headaches away. Ken, you still with us, buddy? I'm assuming you are. Ah, well, I guess you're going to miss out on the fun. Well, it's been an hour, guys. I guess we might as well shut down here, too. So, me and Doc's leaving, and there's just a few of us, so we might as well shut down. It's right on an hour here, so you all have a good day. Stay safe and healthy, and I appreciate you all coming. Always enjoyable. Good night, Velvet. You stood it for the full time. All right, nice. Have a good night, Velvet. Fran. Oh, I heard her. I was going to ask her, but she's already gone. Recon, have a good night, buddy. We'll talk to you later. Ken, have a good night. Good night, Doc and Velvet, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.